Bong! That's the signal that everyone must drink tea. When the British alarm bell chimes, it's tea time. Okay, so that is my industry setup. I am just going to go and have a look through all of these to see what they do. No real differences. Oh, it changes war support though. That is a difference. Huh, I quite like that. Export focused is fine. I mean, we could switch to free trade, but export is good for the time being. What do we need for this? We need war support to get to early mobilization. Fair enough. Political advisors, of which there are many. They cost 135 because we currently have Stanley Baldwin. That makes the advisor cost cheaper. Women in the workforce means more stability. Workplace, not workforce. Workforce gets a lot more stuff. Any enemy country has more than 25% of the UK's total number of factories. So probably when we're at war with Germany alone. Bonds, this allows us to sell stuff to reduce economic fatigue. Basically keeps that number under check. This just allows us to direct our labour in certain directions. Ministry of Business, we're currently state sponsored. I don't think this will change. And then this just changes over time, depending on other factors. Medium tank reduction in cost. Cost. Support tank cost. Heavy tanks. And just general arm attack. Fighter production cost. So this just changes cost. It doesn't increase or decrease capabilities. Construction speed. Ooh, or infrastructure and civilian factory construction speed. Getting English electric early might be a good idea. Turing can get us more decryption power. And then the various chiefs of different areas. We'll explore more of that when we actually get into needing to make some military decisions. Speaking of military decisions, we can demand reduced trade with for the Dutch with Germany. Internal factions, Labour and the Conservatives, are high. The Royalists and the Radicals are calm and tiny. In 8 days' time we get the iron and bauxite shortage, but as we start purchasing things we should be okay. Order the Surrey class. Heavily restricted how many heavy cruisers we can build. Under these restrictions we can only build 2. Lift embargoes on Italy. Leave the League of Nations. Oh, that's embargoes on Italy over Ethiopia. Take over the overseas integrated colonies. We annex the overseas territories, Egypt, Africa and the Middle East. But I think that's probably a bad idea because we won't have cores. And growing rubber plantations will get us some more deposits of various things. Yeah! Okay, cool. Right, the next thing I need to double check is all of my boats. have you all set off for there. And then our armies. Cannot click around nearly as quickly as I usually do. You guys are in Egypt. You can join the main force for now. That is a remarkably mobile military. And we also have the Air Force, which I think I'm basically going to do the same thing with. I have the manpower needed to mess around with different things. The only thing I'm not touching is the carrier aircraft. At least not yet. Okay, then the next thing I do need to double check. Production, what are we making? So we got regular guns, heavy weapons, support equipment, light artillery, heavy artillery, AA, heavy AA, AT, no heavy AT though, motorized, crappy tanks. I may stop making the crappy tanks. Swordfish, Fairy Gordons, Nimrods. Sure. I'm going to make sure that, whoops, my choo-choo train production is prioritised above everything else, and also motorised. This is because of the supply system. What's a Hayford? Don't know. Let's go and study the aeroplane tab so I can see what we've got. So we've got the Ferry Gordons, which are the close air support. We've got the Gauntlets, which are the fighters. I mean, honestly, I think I may just stop producing those and save the production capacity for later. We will produce the carrier aircraft versions though. And do we want to build heavy AT?
Huzzah!
Oh, there is no heavy AT. Heavy AT is basically heavy anti-air, if memory serves. At least it was for the Italians. Now, this is one of the interesting things about World Ablaze is different countries do have dramatically different equipment types. So the Italian AT AA is actually really good, whereas ours probably not as good. Italian tanks suck. German tanks, British tanks, yeah, they're alright. How exactly this will work with the designer, though, I don't know. That's going to be interesting to see. Vabis coming in with a 24-month. That is a 2-year resubscription. Thank you very much for the ongoing support there, Vabis, and congratulations on earning those golden wings. No, orange wings. Superior. And Sindrin, thank you very much for the bits. Okay, Mord, are the Swedes still holding you there against your will? Blink one time for yes, and 2 times for no. You can't blink, they've removed the eyelids. Overseas territories are for the AI. You can choose to annex them if you'd like or not. I actually kind of prefer having a small amount of territory as possible. Letting the AI deal with the stuff that's further away, fine. And Yoon, thank you very much for the 6-month Prime resub. Very much appreciate that. Miss you streaming so often. Glad you squeezed in the time today. Yeah, so earlier today I did do the Stellaris stream, and obviously doing this one Heart of Iron now. Tomorrow I am planning to do world building. If you check my Discord, you'll see the times, because I can't remember offhand what they were. And I might see if I can do another earlier. Oh no, hang on. I was going to say I'll see if I can do an earlier one on Sunday, but actually I need to do all my laundry, so no, I won't have time. And Kalinas wants me to drink some tea. Cheers. Alright. So what do I want to produce instead? So the 3 inch is the AA. Yeah, okay, so it was the AT where there's only one version. So I'm kind of okay with them building equal numbers of all of those. If I take a look at the infantry divisions, what do we need? artillery, light infantry equipment, heavy infantry equipment, trucks and support equipment. Are heavy artillery a separate thing? No. Unless they both count as artillery. Because I do remember getting a bit stuck that light infantry equipment is different from regular infantry equipment. Oh wait, no, that was Black Ice. Black Ice is where light infantry had literal different guns. One of the ways it was so flipping confusing. Yeah, that's light infantry. Does it say somewhere what this equipment is actually flagged as? No. Probably should. Because these are just general boosters. I'm guessing this is heavy weapons, which only regular infantry divisions need. But like, is artillery and heavy artillery the same thing? Heavy artillery is obviously more expensive. Support companies. Oh. Again, I think that the light equipment being for light infantry was a Black Ice thing, not a World Ablaze thing. Anyway, I still have 6 factories to decide what I want to do with. More guns, more motorized. I think I'm going to go for more big boomsticks. Heavy artillery is motorized. No. Oh, you mean is it a support? Ah, I see what you mean now. I was thinking of something different. Support heavy artillery. There it is. Heavy artillery is its own thing. Okay, good to know. So you can't have regular line heavy artillery. It has to be support. So I'm not going to need as much as I just queued up. Let's do that. So maintenance companies use support equipment. That uses trucks and support equipment. Light infantry equipment, support equipment. Heavy artillery and trucks. Anti-tank, regular artillery, heavy anti-air and trucks. Anti-air. Okay. Then the motorized divisions use just artillery and trucks. Because they're motorized artillery, yeah. Cool. And our tank brigades are garbage. I should invest in changing you to motorized, and I think, can I do that now? Or is this something that requires experience? It's something that requires experience. Okay, good to know. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start you lot drilling as soon as I remember how. Shift K. It works. Nothing in training at the moment, but that's okay. Apparently not enough garrisons. Oh goody, got to play with this as well. Right, so cavalry divisions are in fact military police. So these cavalry divisions are flipping useless and I should turn them into motorized as soon as possible. Because our motorized divisions are actually pretty decent. Cool. And the reason I'm changing this to martial law is that any territory that I take will automatically be martial law, then I can reduce these. Probably even go to local autonomy in these guys. Like their resistance strength is pathetic, and this will mean that their compliance will grow faster. a lot faster. Also means I need a lot less occupation units. Cool. Infantry without the dash take only Enfields, whereas the ones with the dash take the Enfields and the MGs. Yeah, so it's light infantry versus heavy infantry. Which is a company template thing. So I'll probably eventually want to turn all of these light infantry into heavies. And then maybe make some light infantry specialists, which will be garrison units.
Huzzah!
At least someone playing a decent game. Thank you. Sandrock, thank you very much for the gifted subs. Really appreciate that. Labagoth, Tiger Wolf, Ironok, Cycling Rhino, and Kitten Mittens. Congratulations on the gifted subs. Courtesy of Sandrock. Thank you for that, Sandrock. And Kane, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel.
Huzzah!
Good to have you joining us. Alright, I think I am almost ready to unpause. Right, officers. Has this changed at all, I wonder? Yes. Yes? I feel like there's more of these.
Huzzah!
And then the doctrines. Okay, the doctrines have significantly changed. I remember this as the tier system. And you can get doctrines from all three areas, with a couple of mutually exclusive spots, so it's not completely rigidly mutually exclusive. And actually it's the trees like this that I like, where you can kind of go either way in either direction. Light infantry are good for the deserts and places where movement is key, and they have a lower supply of footprint. Yeah, that's like when we're fighting in Libya, for example, we'll probably use light infantry. If you can afford it, heavy, but much more costly because you need to produce the machine guns. Yeah, but that's like industrial cost for a division template doesn't matter as much for England, because you can just hide on your island until you can afford it. At least that's my strategy. So the next thing I wanted to check is, do any of these produce experience? Yes, these guys. So I'm gonna want to have an army theorist theoretically as soon as possible. And it's almost certainly going to be Harold Alexander. That's probably going to be one of the first things I need to purchase, actually. So we can get the experience ticking, so we can get doctrines ticking. Right, chat, I think. Just going to freeze for a second while I think if there's anything else to go. Unpaused. Here we go. My laptop is about to explode. Only took us almost precisely an hour. 4:59. It's faster than usual. Curse Rix, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. So just waiting for all of the naval ships to get back into base. I think you've got some more divisions somewhere. I don't. I have them all selected. They're all in that army.
Ready to move.
What icon is that?
All in.
Oh wait, army should be...
Orders.
Ah. It's that symbol.
Orders.
Where's that symbol for you? Was it that? No, that's a lot smaller. Well, regardless, this is the first army. For the time being, we'll play around with other crests later. Still a couple of ships outstanding. We'll be here soon enough, I'm sure. Fuel supplies are going down, but that's because we have a lot of ships on the move. Construction, meanwhile, is ongoing, slowly but surely. Here they come. South Atlantic Fleet, America and the West Indies Fleet. These are the Caribbean crews coming in. Arriving in the nicely chilled January winter. Now, one question. What shortage do I have on trucks? I have a little bit of a shortage, but not a huge one. Yeah, the one problem with the... Actually, it's not that much of a problem. I was going to say the one problem that I have with the truck production at the moment is a shortage of rubber. Which actually we do have a shortage of. Let's see if I can buy some. There. Done. Slight surplus in a couple of areas, but I'll live with it. It's fine. Still got the East Asia fleet to come in. 31 capitals, 264 screens and or submarines. War support's at 15%. That means I can mobilise, doesn't it? More than. I need 1% more. I need Germany to say some bad words or something. That would do.
Orders. Ready, sir.
So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to straight up turn these into motorised right now. Yeah, we'll be short on things, but we can start them retraining at least. And that will give me a better hold on what I'm short on. Then the other thing I need to do is say garrisons get priority, operations, supplies. Those all get tip-top priority. Colonial garrisons are, yeah, small. It's actually alright template for what they do. Okay. Anyone else? China fleet, New Zealand fleet and the submarine flotilla. Not here. Getting closer. Alright, speed 5 it. Let's see how my laptop can handle. Not a lot. Oh, that's so different from speed 5 on my desktop. Again, reminder, I am currently playing on a laptop because I'm in a hotel. Right, just need these submarines to get in. And then we can sort out the navy.
Ready.
So we're very short on heavy infantry equipment, trucks, support equipment. We're actually positive on heavy artillery at the moment. So I think I'm going to reduce the factories that we have on you and increase it on the trucks. Because I would definitely like to increase my motorised presence, if at all possible. Here they are. The last few ships sailing into port. Hey Sparky. George V dies. His Majesty George V, King of the United Kingdom and the British Dominions and the Emperor of India, has passed away. His quiet calm and devotion to his subjects saw the empire through both the Great War and the Great Depression. His son will assume the mantle as King Edward VIII, but there are already concerns he will be too independent of thought. Stanley Baldwin and Neville Chamberlain are preparing to ensure that he will accept direction from the Prime Minister and the Cabinet. So we are now on a ticking time bomb with the weekly stability loss, which sucks. May he rest in peace. The Alan Partridge are streaming, coming live from the Travel Tavern. That's one TV series I could never get into. Never a fan of Alan Partridge. I think for the same reason as never liked The Office. Just the humour is too cringy for my taste. Okie dokie. So, how is my shipbuilding coming along? It's not, because we're not even out of January yet. At some point, I'm going to want to start training these. You know what? Go for it. Bye-bye, fuel supplies. Cringe factor drove me away from Curb Your Enthusiasm, sadly. Never even bothered with Curb Your Enthusiasm because I could just see from the advertising for that series that it was just pure cringe humour. Not my thing. Blackadder, however. Classic. Monty Python. Good. Faulty Towers. Okay. Which office? American or British? I mean, the British one I just can't watch. I cannot stand Ricky Gervais. I thought the American office was better, but it's still not something I'd watch by choice. Okay, so apparently dealing with all of these will reduce the economic fatigue. But being in civilian industry will also reduce fatigue. And I did say I was going to get steady as she goes when George dies.